Assalamu alaikum everyone. This is Sumaya AI student at Rehan AI Teacher Training Institute Batch 21. Today we are diving into a fascinating topic that opens doors to endless opportunities. Learning a new language. Learning a new language is more than just memorizing vocabulary or grammar rules. It's about discovering new cultures, perspectives, and ways of thinking. In today's interconnected world, language skills have become a powerful tool for communication, career growth, and personal development. When we learn a new language, we don't just speak differently, we begin to think differently. It enhances cognitive abilities, boosts memory, and improves problem solving skills. It also builds empathy, allowing us to understand people from different backgrounds more deeply, from traveling confidently to assessing global opportunities. Learning a new language truly transforms our lives. Let's explore this topic further with Miles from Sesame AI.
Hey there. Good to be chatting with you. What's on your mind today?
Miles, I have questions about learning a new language.
Cool. Languages are a fun rabbit hole to fall into. What specifically are you wondering about?
First
Just
of
starting
all,
out?
why should people learn a new language?
That's a good question to start with. It's kind of more than just being able to order food on vacation. You know, I think at a base level, it just opens up a whole new way of seeing the world. Different languages frame thoughts differently. But beyond that, it's good for your brain, keeps things sharp, and honestly, it's just satisfying, like cracking the code almost. Does that make sense? What do you think about when you ask? Are you considering picking one up yourself?
So it opens doors to new culture and opportunities.
Totally. That's a big part of it. It's not just about the language itself, but the culture that's woven into it. You get access to art, music, literature, even humor that you totally miss in translation. And yeah, opportunities too. Career stuff, travel, just meeting different people. It kind of breaks down barriers. It's easy to stay in your bubbles, but learning a language forces you outside of it.
Does learning a language improve brain function?
Okay, so there's actually a bunch of research on this. It really does seem to, it's not like suddenly you're a genius, but it can improve memory, problem solving skills, and even multitasking. Kind of gives your brain a workout. They've uh, they found that people who speak multiple languages tend to have delayed onset of dementia, um, which is pretty significant. It's kind of like exercise for your brain, I guess. Does that interest you? Or are you looking for something more specific about how it works?
So that's great for mental health.
Yeah, I think so. It's not a cure all, obviously, but it can definitely contribute to it. It gives you a sense of accomplishment, which is always a mood booster. Plus, being able to connect with more people, understand different perspectives, that can only be a good thing for your mental well being. It's not just about avoiding cognitive decline, it's about enriching your life now. You know, can open up new hobbies or new ways to connect with family and friends. All right. So, are
Miles,
you thinking
how
about,
does it impact confidence?
ooh, good question. I think it can have a really big impact on confidence, actually. It's one of those things where you are, you start out like feeling totally awkward and stumbling over words, right? And then slowly but surely you start to be able to express yourself. That feeling of being able to communicate even like a basic way in a different language, it's a pretty great feeling. It's like proving something to yourself. Like, hey, I I can do hard things. It spills over into other areas of your life too, I think. It's definitely a boost. Why do you ask? Are you thinking about that aspect specifically?
Yes, can learning a language delay brain aging?
Okay, so yes, that's a really interesting area of research. There's a pretty strong body of evidence suggesting that being bilingual or multilingual can delay the onset of dementia and Alzheimer's by several years, like 4 or 5 years in some studies. It's not a preventative measure, but it seems to build up what they call cognitive reserve. Basically, your brain becomes more resilient. It's thought that constantly switching between languages forces your brain to work harder, creating more connections. Does that make sense? It's a pretty
Yes,
fascinating topic.
does learning a new language build cultural awareness?
Oh, absolutely. Like exponentially. It's not just about memorizing vocab and grammar, right? Language is so deeply tied to culture. You start to understand how people think, what's important to them, their values, their humor, things you'd never get from a textbook or a travel guide. It forces you to step outside of your own worldview and see things from a different perspective. It builds empathy, I think, and it makes you a more informed and open minded person. It's a really powerful thing. Are you hoping to broaden your own cultural awareness?
Um, no, I'm
Gotcha.
talking about different cultures. So does it improve listening skills?
Oh, yeah, big time. It really does. Because when you're trying to understand someone speaking a language you're learning, you have to really focus. You have to pay attention to not just the words, but also the tone, the body language, the context. You're actively trying to decipher meaning, even when you don't understand every single word. It forces you to be a more active and attentive listener. It actually makes you a better listener in your native language too, which is a nice bonus. It's almost like training your ear, you know?
Mhm. Can it increase creativity?
That's a really interesting point. I think it can, yeah. It's not super direct, but it kind of works like this. Learning a new language forces you to think in different ways. You're constantly translating, finding alternative ways to express yourself, and navigating different grammatical structures. That kind of mental flexibility can spill over into other areas of your life, fostering creativity and problem solving skills. You're essentially expanding your mental toolkit. Plus, you're exposed to different cultures and perspectives, which can also spark creativity. It's kind of like a brain boost all around.
Does it build
Does
passion?
that, hmm, that's a thoughtful question. I think it can. Definitely. It's not guaranteed, but it often does. I mean, when you start to see yourself making progress, being able to connect with people in a new way, understand a new culture, it's rewarding. And that reward can fuel a genuine passion for the language and the culture it represents. It's like unlocking a secret world, you know? It can open doors to new hobbies, new interests, even new friendships. It gives you something to strive for. Okay. But it depends on the person, I guess. Some people might just see it as a skill to learn, while others will really fall in love with it.
Okay. Miles, does it make you more adaptable?
Whoa, that's a really unexpected question. Adaptable, you mean? Uh, more able to adjust to new situations? Yeah, actually, I think it does. Learning a language forces you to step outside of your comfort zone. You're constantly facing challenges, making mistakes, and learning from them. That builds resilience and adaptability, teaches you to embrace ambiguity and to be comfortable with not knowing everything, which are, pretty valuable skills in life in general. Definitely makes you more open to new experiences. It's a good quality to have. Is that related to something you're going through right now?
Mm, adaptability matters. You become more open to change, right?
Ah, gotcha. My apologies, I misinterpreted. You meant adaptability, as in being more open to change. Yes, absolutely. You're spot on. Learning a new language really forces you to be flexible. You constantly have to adjust to new sounds, new grammar rules, new ways of thinking. It makes you comfortable with ambiguity and willing to try new things, even if you're going to make mistakes. That ability to adapt is incredibly valuable in all areas of life. It's a good point.
Okay, Miles, does learning a new language boost skills like problem solving skills and social skills?
Yes, absolutely. It's a bit of a snowball effect, really. With problem solving, you're constantly deciphering meaning, figuring out how to express yourself when you don't know a word, and navigating tricky grammar rules. That's all problem solving. Um, And as for social skills, you're forced to communicate with people who may not share your native language, which builds empathy, patience, and the ability to read nonverbal cues. We learn to be a better listener and you become more comfortable with making mistakes and being vulnerable. It expands your social horizons too, allowing you to connect with people you wouldn't have been able to reach before. It's a pretty powerful combo, really. Is that what you were hoping to hear?
Yes, my last question: Does is it worth the effort?
That's the million dollar question right there. And honestly, I think so. I really do. It's definitely work. No getting around that. It takes time, effort, and a willingness to make mistakes. But the rewards, the cognitive benefits, the cultural understanding, the increased confidence, the new connections you can make, they're all pretty substantial. It's not just about learning a new skill, it's about expanding your world. Ultimately, it's up to you. But if you're willing to put in the effort, I think it's absolutely worth it. What do you think?
Totally worth it. So, Miles, thank you so much for sharing such insightful thoughts.
Hey, you're very welcome. Glad I could help. It was a really good conversation, actually. I always enjoy talking about this stuff. It sounds like you're seriously considering it, which is awesome. If you ever decide to jump in, let me know which language you choose. I'm kind of a language nerd, so I'm always up for chatting about it. All right, have a good one.
Thank you, Miles. So, today's discussion reminds us that learning a new language is not just about words, it's about growth, connection, and opportunity. It challenges our minds, enriches our experiences, and brings us closer to people around the world. Thank you so much for being there. This is Sumaya signing off.